Oh, the contrast.
Wow.
Already I'm wrong.
Oh, I would love that.
Have you ever been to Algeria?
No.
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 And why not? Is there any particular reason?
I've actually never been to like African continent, so
It's just not happened so far. That's it for me.
It's just never been on my list of places to travel somehow, because I haven't really heard about it as much as some kind of tourist destination. So I think that's why it has never been on my list.
Yeah,
to
you
travel.
wouldn't think about going there, I guess.
Yeah.
actually no, I've started traveling recently, so I haven't really gotten to a lot of countries other
Okay.
than a few countries in Europe and the countries next to Lebanon.
Can we say it's not such an attractive destination for you?
Yeah, I think because it's like a mystery, but then I haven't heard so much about it, so I'm not sure if there's anything there to see.
Okay. What's your perception of this country?
I think I have an image of like protesting, people protesting, so kind of I don't know much about the country aside from that.
And in terms of landscapes, how do you picture it?
Well, all I know about it is the desert and the capital, Alger.
And in terms of architecture, maybe, how do you imagine it?
Some sort of huts made of mud and water. In the more traditional parts of Algeria, of course,
Okay.
not in the city. I don't know about the city actually.
And how about security?
Since it's an Arabic country, a lot of Arabic countries get this concept that they are not safe to visit or to go to, and that it might be in some way close to tourists, but actually not. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I heard that people can be aggressive or something.
Aggressive?
Just because I think of the image of maybe protesting, but I don't think they are aggressive. It's just that they want to make a change, and when you do that and you look angry people, but I don't think they are.
Is there any common misconception about Algeria?
The main misconceptions is that it's an Arabic and closed countries.
I've heard a bit about it being a bit of a poor country, but yeah, that's literally most of what I've heard about
Okay.
the place.
I think we can start the screening.
See, this is what I picture the place
Yeah.
to be, and that's exactly how
The
it
desert.
starts. Yeah, warm temperatures.
And then
Okay.
instantly it looks like France.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
you have
already
shot.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of what you expect.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, but those trees though.
It looks like it has a lot of history. Yeah. I didn't expect to see a church in the video.
Yeah.
That looks yummy.
Does it look like Indian food a bit?
Yeah, it does actually.
For me, food is a very big part of traveling, so
Of course. It's essential.
yes.
Do you know this flag?
No.
This
What's
is
that
the
flag?
Kabyle flag.
Truck on the field. I used to do that.
Oh,
Well, it's a bit different, but
Wow.
Whoa, that place.
Crazy caves.
Wow.
Yeah. Everything is true in this video.
The scenery is amazing.
Yeah, you like the landscapes?
Yes, yes. I didn't expect to see so much greenery actually.
Yeah. And what about those big canyons?
They are kind of scary, but I would like to go on a hike through them.
Yeah, I love how it switches from like the typical like postcard kind of view to something completely different that you either wouldn't expect or is more like grounded in terms of how the place actually is for everyday people that live there, and I think that's pretty sweet.
What are your first impressions?
It looked like people are connected, like in their community, and they looked happy, like kids are playing in a playground, and you know, it looked,
Did anything surprise you?
Just the giant architecture, like those giant buildings, and you know, that looks so cool, and the huge mountains where the guy was standing like with his hands like that.
Yeah, the
that
canyons?
looked like, yeah, the canyons that looked like, yeah, I didn't know something like that existed there.
Yes, because I expected to see either the desert or the city. I didn't expect to see so much nature scenes or...
Yeah, like lush areas or green mountains and
Yes,
stuff like that.
this I didn't expect actually.
One of the things that surprised me as well was the carvings. I don't know why, but it's just like the carvings in the rock.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah.
in the caves.
Yeah.
Yeah, somehow
the
these,
caves
yeah, the
were
caves
like-
look like incredible.
Incredible,
Yeah.
And you were talking about the church. You were surprised about seeing
Yes,
the church. Yeah.
yes. I was surprised because I've never heard talk about Christians in Algeria.
Mhm.
So when I saw the church, and it's a very, very beautiful church actually, I was surprised.
Did you see some things that you were not expecting to see in the video?
The first forest shots, it really feels like it could have been shot in France somehow.
Actually not, because other than the greenery, the canyons, I actually know that from what I've seen, from the faces of the people, I know that Algerian people are very warm, very, very welcoming people who are curious about the others and who are open to others.
Okay.
Which is not very publicized, as I said before, as much as Morocco, for example.
Anything you want to add about Algeria?
Yeah, this place is like beautiful. It has culture, it has greenery, you know, it has a real, like you can tell, it has a real community kind of culture. And I think it's a beautiful place that we should someday go to.
Yeah. That's a good conclusion.
I think I'm going to visit it soon.